Hello everyone, welcome back to your economics class, and today's topic is microeconomics and macroeconomics. This is a very important 5 marks question which will be asked in your board of intermediate examinations. So before starting this concept, in the previous classes we have discussed about different types of utilities and features of human wants, and we have also discussed various types of goods. Utility was divided into 4 types: form utility, time utility, place utility and service utility. Whereas the second question, characteristics of human wants, were divided into 9 points. The first one was unlimited. A particular want is satiable. Wants are competitive, wants are substitutive, wants are complementary, wants differ in urgency, wants are recur, then wants turn into habits, and wants change from time to time, place to place and person to person. The third question we have discussed was about goods. Goods were divided into material and non-material goods. Non-material goods were further divided into free goods and economic goods. We have also learned the differences between free and economic goods. Then the term economic goods also divided into further 3 types, that is consumer goods, capital goods or producer goods, and the last one was intermediary goods. So till now 3 concepts are finished. Please practice it day to day in order not to forget any point. So let us start today's topic, that is microeconomics and macroeconomics. You would be thinking that the introduction of microeconomics and macroeconomics is not written on the board. So the thing is, the first 3 points itself are the introduction of microeconomics and macroeconomics. So whenever we start this answer, we write it in this manner. This is your paper, and you are going to write the introduction of microeconomics, a paragraph. Then you are going to write the introduction of macroeconomics, second paragraph, and then you need to start this table. So when you write in your paper, it is going to complete the whole paper. Alright, so let us start the first difference between micro and macroeconomics. Microeconomics is derived from a Greek word. It is derived from Greek word mikros, which means small. It is derived from a Greek word mikros, which means small. Coming to macroeconomics, it is derived from a Greek word macros, which means large. First point is extremely easy. Both of them are derived from Greek words. It is derived from a Greek word called as mikros. It is derived from a Greek word called as macros. Mikros means small, macros means large. Second point, it deals with individual or particular units. It deals with individual or particular units. Whereas macroeconomics deals with the economy as a whole. Macroeconomics deals with the economy as a whole. For example, everyone write the exams in your schools. Like you will be having quarterly, half yearly, etc. So based on your performance, you will be getting marks in so and so subject. Like in English, if you got 90 marks, in Hindi you got 80 marks, in science you got 85. So what are these all? The marks of individual subjects. Am I right? These are the marks of individual subjects: Hindi, English, math, science, social. These are the individual marks: 99, 98, 85, like that. So can I say that are individual marks or particular subject marks? Yes. Now the second condition, at the final on the report card, at the bottom side you will be finding total. Am I right? You will be finding total. So what is the meaning of this total? That means combining all the subjects all your individual subjects, you are getting one total. That is called as macroeconomics, and your individual marks are called as microeconomics. That means it deals with only individual or particular units, whereas it deals with the economy as a whole. It deals with the economy as a whole. 2 points are cleared. It is derived from Greek word micros, which means small. It is derived from a Greek word macros, which means large. The second point is it deals with individual units or particular units. If I say something, if I scold a person, scold a student in the class, I am scolding an individual student. I am not scolding the whole class. If I talk about the whole class, that is macro. If I talk about only individual classes, that is microeconomics. Let us see the third point. It deals with individual incomes, savings, investments, households, demand, supply, firm and industry. Among all these words and terminology, you find two words, that is firm and industry. Now what is the difference between a firm and industry? Let us understand with the help of small and easy example. You are living in an apartment. Imagine that, let us assume that you are living in an apartment of some 10 floors. Okay, an apartment of 10 floors, and on each floor there are 2 rooms. Okay, there are 2 rooms, that means 2 houses you can say. In an apartment there are 2 portions. Similarly, 2 on the first floor, 2 on the second floor, 2 on the third floor, it is going on till the 10th floor. So this 2 rooms, particular this room and that room, that are called as firm. If I talk about the whole apartment, that is called as industry. So now I can say that firm is a part of industry. Is it clear? Firm is a part of industry, and industry is the whole thing. Is that clear? So microeconomics is dealing about all these things in an individual manner. Individual person's income. Okay. Example, in your society there are many persons. Like some person may be earning 10,000, may be earning 8,000, maybe 15, 20, 40,000. So these are what? Individual incomes. Individual savings, how much you save. Then individual investment, how much you invest on something in order to buy something. Then individual household, household in the sense the particular house, how much expenses or incomes which you are getting. Then demand, individuals person's demand, not the whole economy's demand. Right now, which commodities demand is more in the market? Sanitizers, mask, gloves. These are all demand of the whole country, right? Individual person's demand differs. Then individual supply, individual firm and individual industry. Always keep in mind, microeconomics deals only about individual or particular units. Macroeconomics deals with national income, not individual income. It deals with national income, not individual income. It deals with general price level instead of individual price level. It deals with national output instead of individual output. This side completely we are talking about the whole nation, whole country. Okay. When you are talking about whole thing, you can use a word called as aggregate. Aggregate. Aggregate means total. So macroeconomics deals completely about aggregate thing, national income, national output. Then general price level means national price level you can say. Whereas it never depends upon individual income, individual price level, individual output, not like that. It deals with the national income, not individual income. It deals with general price level, not individual price level. It deals with national output, not individual output. 3 points are cleared. Let us go to the fourth point. It is also known as, it in the sense microeconomics. Microeconomics is also known as price theory. It is known as price theory, whereas macroeconomics is known as income and employment theory. Price theory, income and employment theory. Price theory, income and employment theory. 4 points are cleared. First point we have discussed about Greek word micros, which means small, Greek word macros, which means large. Then second point, it deals with individual units, it deals with the economy as a whole. It deals with all individual things, individual income, demand, supply, everything. It deals with national output, not individual output. National income instead of individual income. General price level instead of individual price level. Is that clear? It is also known as price theory. It is also known as income and employment theory. Let us see the fifth point. Why microeconomics is useful? Okay, how is it helpful for us? Let us see. In a market you will be finding various commodities and factors, like you will be finding labor, you will be finding land, etc. So who is going to decide the price? Who helps in determination of price of the commodities and factor markets? Microeconomics helps in determination of price of both commodity and factor markets. Macroeconomics, you can just keep all these 3 points here. NI means national income, GPL means general price level, NO means national output. The same 3 points you need to copy here. Then there are 2 extra points, total employment and economic development. Employment means total number of people who are doing jobs. Economic development means the development of the whole country. So why macroeconomics is essential? Why it is important? Because it helps to provide jobs to all the persons. It will calculate that. And economic development, it helps in calculating the economic development of a country. Let us see the second point. It deals with equilibrium of individual units. Equilibrium of individual units. Equilibrium in the sense balanced state, neither high neither low. It is stable. The stable position is called as equilibrium. So it deals with equilibrium of individual units. It deals with the equilibrium of all the sectors of the whole country. How many sectors we have? All the sector means 3 sectors we have: agriculture sector, industrial sector and service sector. It is dealing with only individual units equilibrium. It is dealing with all sectors equilibrium. Last and final point. There is no time element in microeconomics, but there is a time element in macroeconomics. It is static in nature. It is dynamic in nature. What is the meaning of this static and dynamic? Static means just for a short period. Static means just for a short period or a fixed period. This is for a long period and it keeps on changing. Okay, let me give an example. For example, if you draw something on your hand with a pen, a blue pen, imagine. So you are drawing some thing on your hand with a blue pen. Then after few hours, the same drawing will be there on your hand because you do many works, you wash your hands, you do kitchen works, etc. So whatever the drawing you have done on your hand is just for a short time or a fixed time. Again it is going to be removed. Am I right? Whereas the second condition, if you draw it with a permanent tattoo, or you can say a mehendi, so it is going for a little longer period, like it will be for 1 week or some 7 to 12 days, etc. But the color will be changing. So now can I say that dynamic means it is for a longer period and it keeps on changing. It is for a shorter period but it is fixed. So all 7 points of micro and macro are done. At finally, we will just have a glance on the concept. Greek word, derived from Greek word micros, which means small, derived from a Greek word macros, which means large. It deals with individual or particular units. It deals with the economy as a whole. Second point completed. Third point, it deals with individual incomes, individual savings, individual investment, individual household, individual demand, individual supply, individual firm, individual industry. All are the individual things. It deals with national income instead of individual income. It deals with general price level instead of individual price level. It deals with national output instead of individual output. It is also known as price theory. It is also known as income and employment theory. It helps in determination of price of both the commodity and factor markets. It helps in calculation of national income, general price level, national output, total employment and the economic development. It calculates the equilibrium of only individual units. It calculates the equilibrium of all the sectors of the economy. Then there is no time element here, but there is a time element here. It is static in nature, it is dynamic in nature. In the sense, it is for a short and fixed period, it is for a long period, and it keeps all changing. So this concept is completely finished. When you are going to write the answer, mix these 3 points and write the introduction, microeconomics introduction, then under that macroeconomics introduction, then write this differences, and you are going to get 5 marks in your exam. Alright. We have discussed till now 4 topics: utility, wants, goods, and this is differences between micro and macro. Very important questions for 5 marks you are going to get in board exam. So see you in the next class with some more topics, and till that time keep practicing all the various topics of this subject as well as other subjects also, and stay at your home, stay safe.